Good morning and welcome to our yoga practice. We are settling in. Probably have, I'm guessing 2 minutes-ish. A nice amount of time to roll out the mat and make your space. So if there's anything you'd like to incorporate into your practice, that could be a block or a strap. Feel free to grab that, have it nearby, arm's reach, so you can incorporate it as you like. And as we come onto the mat and make our space, once you're set up and you're feeling good, you could use this time for gentle movement, or you could sit quietly and begin to center. We are going to begin our practice in child's pose today if you wanted to head that way. Probably another minute or so before we get going. We're just making our space, coming into our practice. As we're getting closer to time, if you wanted to start heading toward that child's pose, somewhere toward the back third of your mat. And for child's pose, you can set up toes together, knees together, or somewhere near each other. Or you could take those knees wide, toes still stay near one another, and that creates a little extra space for you to melt down into. And then gently melt the belly down. You can bring the head down to the mat. It could float. You could create a little pillow with the fist or the palms. Finding your variation, somewhere you can settle in to begin our practice. Let the hips rest toward the heels. A little softness through the shoulders. Feel the support of the mat beneath you. Begin to center the mind, letting go of the day before, the worries about what's to come. Be present. Maybe check in with the body. Notice the breath. And as you notice the breath, if the inhales and the exhales are unmatched, see if you can equal them out, letting your inhales be as long as your exhales, developing a nice steady rhythm. It might be a little hard to take that really full inhale here if the belly is resting on the thighs. Find what is serving you this morning. And if you'd like to set an intention for class, something positive that's speaking to you, it could be a nice touch point here on the mat, a reminder to draw the mind to the present. And then it's something you can take with you out into the world after practice. If the head is resting on the hands, go ahead and lift it slightly as you release the hands. Let them stretch overhead. Palms are in the mat. Feel that nice activation through the shoulders. Notice if the hips rise. If they do, let them settle back down. And then on an exhale, walk the hands to the right as we create a lovely stretch through the left side of the body. The torso can move with you a little bit here. You may lift the belly and then resettle. Keep the breath steady. And then walk the hands back through center. And then journey off to the opposite side, settling in with that stretch to the left. Noticing the stretch through the right ribs. Hips stay settled. Walk the hands back to center. Inhale up and then transition all the way over to the belly. Let the tops of the feet connect down. The hands come under the shoulders. The chin is in the mat. We'll inhale up for baby cobra, chin and collarbone lift. Maybe drum out the fingers here. Exhale as you release. Take a breath. Inhale, baby cobra. Feel the back muscles helping support you as you lengthen the spine. And release. Inhale up, baby cobra. We're still warming up. Exhale as you release. We'll take the right arm out to a T. Left arm is going to set palm in the mat or just off of it at a 90-degree elbow. And then gently press, rolling toward the right shoulder. A nice stretch for that shoulder. Only go as far as your body wants. We're here for one breath. Unwind. Coming back to center. We'll bring in that right arm, set it at that 90. Extend the left. You could also take it to cactus arm. And then gently roll the opposite way. Each shoulder will be a little different. Really be mindful of how it's feeling as you rotate over. Not pressing too far. And come back to center. We're going to take both hands out at that 90 and scoot them forward a little bit. So not right at chest, slightly forward. And then inhale up. We're coming past that baby cobra, lifting a little higher, using that nice support through our hands. And release. Inhale up. And exhale to release. We'll relax the arms as we let our favorite cheek hit the mat. And then swap sides. Opposite cheek goes down. Little stretch for the neck. Back to chin in the mat. Hands under shoulders. We'll press up, finding our tabletop. We're setting shoulders over wrists, hips over knees as best we can. Nice flat back. And then we'll inhale to lower the belly and lift the gaze. Exhale as we arch. Just taking a couple rounds of cat-cow here, lowering the belly, arching the back as we follow the breath. We'll just do one more together. And then meet back at our neutral spine. We'll press the right heel back, flying that leg. Core is engaged. Scoop the belly as we bring the right foot forward, that low lunge. Feet are on skis, right knee is stacked over the ankle or a little bit behind it. Start to draw the gaze up, lengthening the spine as we sit the hips low. Awareness goes to that left hip, its connection out to the front of the left leg. Neck down to your foundation, creating a base through the right foot and the left knee as you lift up. And you could stay right here. You could set hands on thigh. You could take the arms up to that warrior one, fingers toward the sky, palms toward one another. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. There can be a little bend at the elbows. We'll drop the arms to those goal posts. Nice bend at the elbow. Palms now shine forward. A little open heart. Back up. And then we'll invite in a little twist as we turn to the right. You can take the arms out to a T, or you can bring left hand to thigh, right hand to hip. Or you could be out at that T. My shoulder is not feeling it today. We'll return to center, release the arms, bring the hands back to the mat, curl the left toes, lift off of that knee, runner's lunge for just a breath. Step the right toes back, high plank, lower down. Inhale up to your cobra, might be that baby cobra, might be a little higher. We'll release. Press back hips to heels, child's pose. Take a breath. Inhale up to tabletop. Reset. Find that nice neutral. Fly the left leg. We're pressing through the heel. Scoop the belly as you bring that foot forward. Try not to scrape it on the mat. That can be a challenge. And then find your foundation. Feet are on skis. We've got that nice bone stack to protect the knee on the left side. Hips are sitting low as we gently lengthen the spine. Hands can stay connected to the mat here. Steady breath. Awareness on the right hip. Let each exhale help you dive a little deeper. See if you can release a little more tension. Even if that's just an invitation in the mind for the body to do so. Find that foundation. Awareness into the left foot and the right knee as we lift up. And again, you could just stay here. Sometimes this can challenge our balance. You could have hand on thigh, hands down at your side. If you'd like to, we'll find that warrior one in low lunge. Letting the arms rise up. A victorious posture to start our day. Maybe you take up a little extra space here, really reach those fingers. And then find the cactus arms. That bend at the elbow. Feel the openness through the chest that it creates. Spread the fingers wide as the palms shine forward. We'll release back up. and invite in that twist. Going to the left, and again, arms can go out to that T, or you can bring right hand to thigh, left hand to hip. Keep the spine long here. Always aware of our foundation, helping to keep us steady and strong. We'll release. Letting the arms come down, hands to mat, curl the right toes, lift off of that knee. One breath at our runner's lunge. We'll step the left foot back, high plank, hold for a moment. Shift the hips up and back, down dog. Make sure the fingers are spread. We're gripping the mat, trying to find a flat back as best we can. Our first down dog of the class, so if you want to invite in gentle movements, feel free. And then settle in. On an inhale, we'll look toward the hands. Exhale as we bring the feet to meet them. Forward fold. Let the head hang. Arms can reach to the earth. You could grab opposite elbows to hang in ragdoll. Little micro bend at the knees if you like. We'll engage the core as we come to half lift, our 7 shape. Hands to shins or thighs. The gaze is at the mat. We have a nice long spine. And release. We'll take a generous bend at the knees, lowering the hips, belly to thighs. Find our foundation and gently rise up. Coming to our Tadasana, our standing mountain pose, head over heart. Arms relaxed by our side. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. We'll heel toe the feet a little wider apart, maybe to the edges of the mat. Plant the right hand underneath the face, a little in front of the feet. Generous bend at that right knee as we twist and lift the left arm to the sky. The gaze follows. Feel that rotation through the ribs. And exhale to unwind. Left hand comes down, replaces the right. Generous bend at that left knee, right knee straightens as we rotate to the opposite side. Right arm reaches up. Gaze follows as best we can. And again, feel that rotation through the ribs. Exhale as we unwind. Forward fold. Take a breath. We'll plant the hands, step one foot back and then the other. Coming to high plank, you can lower to the knees if you like. Elbows tight to the body as we move through chaturanga to the belly. Uncurl the toes. Inhale up to your cobra. Exhale as you release. Curl the toes. Press the hips up and back. Down dog. Walk the hands toward the feet as we come to forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Navel draws in toward the spine. Exhale as you release. Lower the hips, that generous bend at the knees, and then gently rise up. We'll step the right foot forward about 2 to 3 feet. We're keeping feet on skis, soles of the feet planted down, hands to hips, long spine as we hinge forward. Our pyramid pose. You feel a nice stretch through the back of the right leg. If you need a little micro bend in that knee, you can. And only move as far as your body wants. You may be able to melt all the way down over that leg. You may stop somewhere higher up. Be mindful of your movement. Keep that foundation. Awareness through the back of the right leg as we take 2 more breaths here. Take a generous bend at that right knee, press up, and then swing the left foot forward. So same stance, about 2 to 3 feet distance. The feet are on skis, toes forward, hips square to the short edge of the mat as we stand tall. Really hinge at the hips. Take that heart forward. Listening to the back of the left leg this time, and stopping when your body wants. See if the exhales can help you dive a little deeper. You can come in and out of the shape as you need. Keep that long spine. And then we'll take a generous bend at that left knee, press us up, and meet toward the front of the mat in our Tadasana. A nice strong pose as we inhale the arms up and exhale to forward fold. Take a breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale as you release, plant the hands, step 1 foot back and then the other, high plank, lower down. Inhale up to your cobra. Nice open heart, big stretch through the front midline. We'll curl the toes, press the hips up and back, down dog. Keep that foundation through the hands and the left toes as you lift the right foot. With control, bring right knee behind right wrist. Settle it down as you lower the hips, uncurl the left toes, that leg stays extended as we find our pigeon pose. So as we come into our pigeon, notice if the body falls off to one side or the other. If it does, right it. We want to stay nice and centered. And hands can stay in the mat here. You can stay nice and lifted. Or if your body is up for it today, you can gently melt down. Coming to forearms, maybe the head rests. Deep stretch through the right hip. We usually hold our pigeon pose a little longer than our other shapes. Really allow the body the opportunity to create space, to find that little release. But as we hold this longer static pose, the mind might see an opportunity to journey away from the mat, to be a little less present. And if it does, that's all right. Just gently invite it back. Maybe you invite it to connect to that intention, or to notice how the body is feeling, connection from the hip out into the body. Maybe take a little scan for any surface level tension that has arisen. Maybe you simply notice the mat beneath you. We'll take 2 more breaths here. If you are folded down, begin to gently lift. The hands return to the mat. We'll curl the left toes, lift that knee off of the mat as we step back, unwind, and return to our down dog. Notice the difference between the two sides, the sensations that you've created. We'll build a foundation through the hands and the right toes as we lift the left. Gently bring it forward. Left knee settles behind left wrist as we gently lower down. Finding our pigeon on the opposite side, again checking if we toddle one way or the other. Right leg stays extended. And each hip will feel different. So check in. Maybe staying lifted on this side is what will serve you best. Maybe it's melting down. Maybe it is somewhere in between. Find your expression of the posture today. And then invite a little ease into the hips. Allow that softness to come through each exhale. A little ease through the feet. Maybe the legs grow a little heavier. Maybe you feel the hips settle a little deeper. Let the upper body relax a bit more as well. Settling into the shape. Noticing how the body is feeling on this side. Maybe you even close the eyes a little bit here to help you really tune in. Avoid the distractions around us. Another way that we can invite ourselves to stay present. Keep the breath steady as we hold here for at least 2 more breaths, maybe 3. If you're melted down, begin to lift up, turning the hands to the mat. We'll curl the right toes, lift that knee, step it back, down dog. Take a breath. One more. Settle the knees. Uncurl the toes and return to child's pose where we began our practice. Let the arms relax, the hips settle toward the heels. Breath gently returning to our natural rhythm as we lift up. Rotate on to a favorite hip. Then find a comfortable seated spot. We'll draw hands together at heart center to seal in our practice today. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.